Hello. The first segment of our program was a male nurse at LIJ. Now this is the second segment, okay? Being a male nurse is unique and different because most of us are used to female nurses. Well, there's a third type of nurse. It's called a dog. I bet you never thought of it that way. Neither did I, until I met Carmine. Carmine is a unique person. I'll call him a person, because when he looks at you, he sort of is answering, "How you doing, Carmine? Are you okay today?" That's great. He's only 3 years old, but he knows how to speak quite well with his eyeballs. He's very good. And that's him here sitting on the floor, observing all the flowers on the carpeting here. So you can see that he's pretty much aware of a lot of different things. And we have many of his people here that work on him. They're trainers, and they are owners, and they are a corporation. And this is a dog program. You're going to like it, especially if you have a dog. You're going to love it. Okay, so please tell us your name and tell us what you do.
My name is Kristen, and I'm one of the trainers that help certified therapy dogs with Love on a Leash. We're the Long Island chapter. We are a group that goes to schools, nursing homes, hospitals. We even do hospice care, libraries, and basically to share our dogs. We're all volunteers, and we would like to share this pet therapy amazing thing that we do and let people know how this affects and how just spending a little time sharing your dog with somebody can really help someone's life.
That's great.
Make a difference.
I'm going to refer you to the assisted living groups that we have here in this town, Glen Cove. And that would be very nice because it's mostly people over 75 that don't have too much contact with their children who live somewhere in the world. And this would be very nice.
I am a nurse, a retired nurse.
Are you really?
And that's kind of how this, my interest in this came about. Because I'm also a master trainer. I've been training for many, many years. And we started just as a recreation program at a nursing home.
Wow.
Bringing the dogs for holidays and everything.
How nice.
And then I said, wouldn't it be great to start a program that we train right in the nursing home, and as part of the recreation program, the residents come down Tuesday nights, watch us train the therapy dogs to get them certified, and it's entertainment for them. It's so great for morale in the nursing home. They know that we're going to be there at this time during the week. And I'll tell you, the first time any dog comes, those residents know the age, the name of the dog, the breed, and we just have, you walk out of there feeling like $1 million.
Isn't that wonderful?
Like you're just sharing your dog.
All of you will go to
and
heaven.
working on the training. And
Good.
The people love it, the dogs love it, and you giving your time like that, it's just indescribable how
That's
good
wonderful.
It makes you feel.
Now tell us about Love on a Leash. What is that? I know what it means. I'm sure all the audience is watching. They understand the words, Love on a Leash. So my question to you is, how did your organization
Well, Love on a Leash
begin?
was started in San Diego. I believe it was started by a nurse. And it was so successful that they started making chapters throughout the United States.
Isn't that wonderful?
There's quite a few different organizations for pet therapy groups.
Great, great.
But when we were starting our group, we were really interested in the way that Love on a Leash certifies. They have to be observed for 10 visits.
Wow.
So as a trainer, I know I can work out any kinks, like if the dog picks up food off the floor or something like that. I can get, by the time his 10 visits are up, I can fix that and know he's ready to be certified rather than a one test to certify a dog. I really like that. So we were the first chapter in New York, Long Island chapter, and it's just expanded so much. We go anywhere from, New York City all the way out to Eastern Long Island.
That's great.
And are you getting bored? But as you can see, like even me speaking to you, I'm not usually in this situation. I'm petting this dog. Carmine's really relaxing me. as soon as I started petting him, my anxiety went.
Well, that's what it
Down
does
like that.
for the patients in the hospital,
Yeah.
obviously.
It's so easy, and we have a lot of people in our group, doctors and nurses, social workers, like a lot of people, I guess they're just drawn to working with people. So then they get their dogs involved and they volunteer doing this.
How nice.
And I've spoken to some of the professionals, doctors and nurses, and they cannot figure out how this simple thing like breaks through someplace where we can work on a patient for so long, and we just can't. They break through some barriers that humans can't.
You know, that's a very interesting point that you're bringing out. There should be scientific studies related to dog communication. It just came into my brain, get
Yes.
it? Dog communication and people of whatever genders they are, as well as whatever age bracket they are.
Yes.
That's very important to know, that give the dog an opportunity to be insertive and sort of capable of releasing certain endorphins in the human body. That's a chemical that
That's exactly
creates
serotonin.
That's correct, the serotonin levels.
Yep.
And that would be wonderful. What do you think? What do you think, Carmine? Huh?
It's very interesting. I love
What do you think
working
about
with-
that? That's good,
He's
I
getting-
guess,
Are you
right?
getting bored?
No, that's okay. We're changing partners
We'll have
in a little bit.
we'll have the dogs, and you'll see. We'll go to a school. There's one school where they have handicapped children, and I'll tell you that I have a German Shepherd I bring. She always zones from day one. She will just zone in and go to this particular child. And the first day, one of the teachers said, "Just be careful, because he has some body movements and he can get aggressive."
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go, my dog would pull the leash just to go past the other kids and just want to be
Yeah,
with
right.
this one particular
Isn't
kid.
that amazing? They have
That
done
dog- Mm-hmm.
studies on German Shepherds. They have found them to be, sorry, Carmine, have them to be
No offense.
most intelligent of all the dog
I have
species.
shepherds.
So I just wanted you to know
There's
that.
an empathy there that all dogs do have.
Yes.
But she would zone in on this one child, and from the first day we went, the teachers were like, "Be careful." And she just looks at him. There's something that she saw in him, and he
It
could see
drives
it in
them
her.
towards that. That's great.
That we were nothing. All the other people there, the teachers, whoever you are, I'm a nurse, whatever.
Right.
Didn't matter. Something with him and the dog connected.
Connected.
And he
Wow.
just relaxed, and he was so happy. And that's what I mean. It chokes you up. You walk out of there, that you could do that for another person.
Isn't that great?
Just
Now,
a
who's your
simple thing.
partner that works with you?
Well, we have a pretty large group. Chris is also a trainer. We started training many, many years ago, and she came and she kind of divided up. She does the Nassau group, and I do the Suffolk group. And
Say, where is Chris? There you go. Well, we don't only have one trainer, we have a second one as well. I think that Carmine here, he occupies a lot of time from a lot of people. Okay, so here's Chris.
Hi, nice to be here.
It's fun. Tell us what you do.
I am a master dog trainer. I certified dogs through Love on a Leash as therapy dogs, as well as basic obedience and advanced obedience.
Wow. Tell us, what is the role or the job of a therapy dog different from a service dog?
Therapy dog is gonna visit. Service dogs are really, it's faster to do it this way. A service dog is gonna take care of one task for the person. It's gonna assist them in balance or the sniff, blood sugar change or oncoming seizure. That has a very specific task or mobility, getting objects for a person that cannot is wheelchair bound.
How do you train them for that? That's a wheelchair-bound person cannot be as mobile as, let us say, all of us here. But the question here is, how does he be able to determine what to do at a given time when there is a wheel-bound chair there and not?
Good question. To a dog, everything's a game.
Oh,
Every single thing's a game. These dogs that look like beastly, vicious police dogs, they're playing a game, and the game is get the guy.
oh wow,
Get the
get the
sleeve.
guy.
Get the
Sure.
chase the person and hold them there. It's all a game. They're not angry at these people. They don't, they're not. They have no idea that the person has, can't get the stuff. They know that their job. So you want a dog with a good working ethic.
Wow.
So
How do you
working dog.
determine, how do you do that?
It's very easy. If a dog is going to, for instance, my dog, horrible therapy dog.
Oh,
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful service dog.
oh,
What's the difference?
yes.
Her working drive is all the way up here.
How do you train that?
You do not train a drive.
Oh, wow.
They either have it or they don't.
Inborn.
An A, type A personality, right? You do not teach a person how to be that. They either is or they ain't.
Isn't that amazing?
It's either a person is.
I look in the mirror and I say, gee whiz, I'm a work ethic.
Who are you?
Oh,
Right, exactly.
right.
Exactly. So, Labradors, Shepherds, Golden Retrievers. These are class working dogs.
Wow.
My dog's a Doberman, but I've had many Dobermans. I've had Dobermans who are fabulous therapy dogs. I had a great therapy dog, Doberman, in Florida, and she was happy to go from person to person
Wow.
and couch potato and get loved and touched and petted and stay in one spot.
Really?
The dog I currently have,
None of that.
nope. She'll say hello, but she's got to go. She's on a schedule. There's balls to chase. There's hoops to jump through. There are things to bring to me.
As a psychologist, I would think that it would be best to teach children that. But to teach dogs that is an
Oh,
amazing.
it's fabulous.
Amazing.
I've gone, we used to take a group of us
Come on, what category are you?
to, Carmine is the low drive.
Low drive, I can tell.
Wonderful, wonderful therapy dog.
Oh, wow.
He's very, very happy to say hello.
What does he do when he goes to LIJ? He goes from person to person?
I'm going to let Jill talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Carmine, because she's got a whole routine with Carmi, but having Carmi in my class was phenomenal because he's such a great therapy dog.
You do classes.
I do classes. Yes.
Tell us
I
a little
do.
bit about that.
I do basic obedience, and that's starting from scratch.
Sure.
And again, when we do obedience training with a dog, we don't teach dogs how to do stuff. They already know how to sit. I mean, who are we kidding?
Wow.
Right from they're born, they lay down. We didn't teach them that. They know how to do that. Sit. It's a series of activities that we can go through with dogs to teach humans how to behave.
That's right. Now, you just
So
clapped
that-
on your leg and you clapped on his body. What does that actually mean?
I'm just saying, hey, Carmi, come over here, buddy. What are you hiding for?
He
He's
knows
going
it's
to
on
get where
camera.
it's cool, I think, It's a little hot for him. He's, any of those nose breeds, they have a hard time in the heat, so.
Wow.
Try
Where
to
is he
keep it
from, actually?
Nice and cool. They're English breeds, aren't
They're an
they?
English.
Breed? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah, so therapy dogs you want a dog who's calm. You want a dog who gets along with everyone. You want a dog who likes to have attention, doesn't shy away,
Good.
who's going to have hands in front of them that's not going to react to them.
Okay.
Noises, there's
What made you go into that
a
field?
heel. Well, I mean, I've always been a very good dog communicator, so
It's wonderful.
I've always, even when I was a kid, I used to train dogs. I used to train my neighbor's
Wow.
dogs, and I used to have to feed them. That was my special job.
Okay.
I went in.
So
and
you
I
have a
was-
long
I was
history.
young, yeah, I was a kid, and I used to go in and feed my neighbor's dogs, but the dogs were horrible, horrible. So I found a way to, get them to do what I wanted to do,
Okay.
so that I didn't get trampled on when I was getting in the door
Sure.
and trying to feed them food and stuff.
Because he feels very comfortable sitting on your knee.
He's sitting right on my
your
foot.
feet.
He's saying, she's mine for a little while.
That's good.
That's okay with me. I'll be
That's
owned
fine.
by this dog for a few minutes. Doesn't bother me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You did a great job. It's an amazing field.
I mean, it really, we've seen, like Kristen was talking about, I've seen stroke victims that were never recover. I've seen people come out of,
Wow.
you know, what do they call that when they're, people are cramped up and they're just never gonna get their mobility, and they actually wind up using their hands and using their arms.
Look at that.
Autistic children that are nonverbal, that
That was my next
they
question.
verbalize the dog's name, and then the flow that comes after that, something unlocks.
Let
in
me
their
ask you a
brain.
question that unlocks the brain, okay? Autism is, they've done a million studies on autism.
Sure.
And the question here would be, how can you get a dog similar to what Carmine is composed of, getting into the autistic areas?
There are many dogs that are, privately. Kristen and I have both trained dogs for families with special needs kids, not for them to be any specific thing for the child, but to be a pet and to be around that child, so that child relaxes and can find their own balance
With a dog.
with a dog. Yeah.
I think that you should capitalize on that. Okay, so we are now looking at Carmine's owner, Jill, and her husband. And the two of them spend a great deal of time with him, and he's their buddy, two buddies. And so these two buddies are sort of stroking him, and they're very kind with him, and he is just a remarkable dog. Another dog would be flying around this house and you wouldn't be able to control them, but he seems to be so overtaken. Jill, would you tell us something about your relationship and your husband's relationship with Carmine?
Sure, absolutely, I'd love to. Carmine came to us as a rescue from a family. They could not care for him anymore. So he came to us when he was 8 months old. We had previously lost one of our bulldogs who had to cross the Rainbow Bridge from a sickness, and we were looking to bring in another dog. We kept trying, but my other female bulldog, Gigi, who is a little older, was not having it. She was not letting us bring in another dog until she met Carmine. When we met Carmine, he submitted to Gigi immediately in front of her, and we knew at that point that there was something about him, something special. And we really, truly believe that our dog Muggsy sent him to us.
Wow.
And he sent him to us for a purpose, and our purpose is to help other people.
Wow.
And
How did you recognize that?
you know what, there's just something about him, and anyone who meets him, there's just something different about Carmine. And he's loving and kind, and he's good around children and adults.
That's wonderful.
And we knew we wanted to
What made
something with
What made you connect that characteristic of Carmine to bringing him to a hospital where I met both of you?
Well, you know, it took us a little while to find Love on a Leash. I did a lot of research and I found them, and a wonderful, wonderful organization. And we worked with Chris, the trainer, and she was wonderful with Carmine. And she taught us what we needed to know. And
Good.
Carmine passed all the certifications.
What were they?
And, well, he's had
Dogs need certification.
certification to be a therapy dog.
Wow,
Correct.
isn't that amazing?
Right.
Please, tell us more.
And, well, Chris is probably better to tell you, but you have to go, I believe it's 10 classes, and then you have to pass a test in order to
Wow.
to become a therapy dog.
So in other words, he's got the same doctorate I have. You got to pass the test in order
Well, we
to
don't call him
go
Dr.
into that,
Carmine.
even to be looked at, no less anything else. Good for you, Carmine.
Yeah, so Yeah, so once we got the certification, we've worked with groups, with other dogs at events, and individual. And individually, we go to an assisted living place, the Bristol in Massapequa.
Okay.
And we also volunteer at LIJ. We bring him once a week and to visit the patients. And not only is he a therapy dog for the patients, but also for the nurses, the doctors, the
Wow.
administrators there who also have had a horrible day, and they just see him and the smiles on their faces, I can't even explain.
How wonderful.
And you know, because you were there.
I was
You were
there.
That's
I was
how I
there.
met you.
And I saw the dog, and I said to myself, gee, what a unique experience. And I said hello to him, and he looked up at me like he's looking right now. And I think that makes a connection with almost anybody.
Absolutely.
Where there is a dog and there is a person, and he's a person too, but in another way. I mean,
Absolutely.
we can always address his personage because he's a person too.
Right.
And different species, but he's still a person. I think he enjoys your voice and everybody else's voice that was here with him.
Oh, absolutely.
And
he loves people.
he appears.
He's very good around them. We try to live our life by paying it forward. And we do that in memory of a very special young man that passed away.
Who would that
and
be?
This is his name is Scott Martella, and he lived his life by paying it forward.
Wow.
And he taught us. And this is our way of paying it forward.
Good.
We use
There's